Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our A to Z series, focusing on supporting children with reading and learning difficulties. I'm Florence Callender, your educational consultant, learning strategist, and the difference in learning speaker. With over 25 years of experience in helping children overcome challenges in their educational journey. Today's letter is J, and our focus is on joint attention. So you may be wondering, I know about attention. What is joint attention? I'm glad you asked. When we talk about joint attention, we're talking about the shared focus of two or more people on the same object, the same person, the same event or concept. So this means that your child coordinates their attention with another person, like you, the parent, or you, the teacher, to share an experience or an interest. Now, this is a fundamental skill that children develop early in life, and it plays a crucial role in their social development and their language development. So, for example, when you and your child sit down and you're looking at a picture book together, you're talking about the images, you're engaging in joint attention. So, what if my child can't do that? How do I know that they may be lacking in joint attention? Let's look at the signs that may indicate that your child has a lack of joint attention. So, if you're a parent and you take a child to a birthday party, you notice that during group activities, there's a group of children over there, your child is one of the group, but they're not responding to the other children as they're pointing out objects, they're talking, they're laughing. Pay attention to that. It could signal joint attention issues. Now, if on the other hand, you're a teacher and you're giving instruction to your class, you're at the front of the class holding up a textbook and you're pointing to the section of the book where the child can find their homework assignment, or you're talking about some concept and you're pointing to show them where in the textbook they will find the information. And there's a child who consistently does not look at the book, does not look at you, and then they miss information that you gave, or they misunderstand the task that you assigned, and you see that happening frequently, that child may have joint attention difficulties. So first, it's important to understand that every child is unique, and the absence of joint attention can manifest differently. But you want to have the basics. So as you're looking at the children, whether it's your child in the home or your teacher and children in the classroom in front of you, you want to be able to have a baseline understanding of what joint attention is. And there are some common signs that you can look for. I'm going to just give you 3 of them. The first one is difficulty maintaining eye contact. So if a child is lacking in joint attention, you'll find that they struggle to maintain eye contact during interactions. So they may appear to be uninterested or distracted during a conversation or during the activities that other children are engaged in. Another sign is they may not respond to their name when you call them. This could indicate that the child is just not focusing on the person who is calling them. They may not be engaged with another person. They may be in their own little world. And that's a key aspect of joint attention. The third thing is the child may be struggling with shared activities. And when I talk about shared activities, I'm talking about the tasks that require shared focus. So for example, if you're reading a book together, or if you're playing a shared game where there's more than one person involved, that is, if your child is struggling with that, that could be a sign. The thing is, one thing does not indicate joint attention issues. You need to observe and make a list of the accumulation of signs that you're seeing. Now, when you recognize these signs early, that can be crucial in addressing and improving your child's joint attention skills. But remember, these are just signs. They're not definitive diagnoses. So if you notice that these signs are showing up consistently, your best move is to seek advice from a professional. Now, I'm always talking about learning success. So if a child has joint attention issues, what impact could that have on their learning? Well, since joint attention plays such a crucial role in learning, especially in the early years, this is a foundational skill, and it's important for communication, for social interaction, and for learning, because it allows your child to learn by observing what other people are doing, by understanding the social cues they're giving off, and also by engaging in meaningful interaction with others. And it is especially vital for children who have reading and learning difficulties, because it lays the groundwork for important things like language development, like comprehension and cooperative learning, or learning as a group. So it is through joint attention that your child will acquire language skills, understanding social cues, and they will learn to interact with their environment. Let's look at those three areas a little more. So joint attention is a key factor in language development. So when a child and a caregiver, so for example, a child and a parent, or a child and a teacher, focus on the same object or the same event, usually if you are reading with your child and you have a book in front of you and there is this girl on a swing, you're going to say verbally, "Oh, that's a swing." And the girl is sitting on the swing. The girl is swinging. You're associating words with objects and events, and your child takes that in. So that's one way that joint attention is important. It develops language. The other thing is it develops social skills, because it teaches them how to understand other people's perspectives. So they are engaged in shared experiences. They hear other people talking. They can look at their perspective, and then they learn to respond to the social cues the other people are giving off. So that's the second thing. And now cognitive development, how their brain and the thinking skills develop, because it helps them to understand cause and effect, how to solve problems, how to develop other cognitive skills. So for example, if the child is out in the field, there's a field experiment going on, and the teacher is showing the child the things that are happening in nature. They're watching a butterfly, they're watching a caterpillar, they're watching something. They learn about cause and effect through science experiences and experiments and other experiences outside. So if your child is having difficulty sharing focus and interacting with the other children and the teacher, they're going to have difficulty learning about the environment. So their cognitive development, their thinking skills are impacted negatively. Now, it's important to note that difficulties with joint attention do not mean that your child cannot learn or develop these skills. It simply means that they need additional support and strategies to help them. Now, there are simple ways you can help your child become more engaged. There are simple ways you can help your child become more communicative and connected in their learning environment. This involves a combination of techniques that encourage shared focus and interaction. Here is the best place to start: modeling. Modeling is always a great place to start, because more things are caught than taught. So you want to show your child how to maintain focus on a task or on an activity as you do it together. So you can do that, for example, when you're reading a book with them, if you're putting together a puzzle, if you're playing a game, you can show them what shared focus is about and talk to them about it. Now remember, every child is unique. And what works for one child may not work for another, even though they're siblings. It's all about finding what works best for your child, for that one child of yours who's having difficulty. And then being patient and consistent in your approach. Thank you so much for watching. If you found today's tips helpful, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Remember to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos in this series. In the next video, we are going to discuss the letter K and look into kinesthetic learning and the difficulties experienced by children who have this learning style. Let's work together to make learning fun, fast, and easy for every child, because it's easier to build strong children than to fix broken men and women. Until the next time, bye-bye.